In the first episode of Zwift 101, we went through the basic equipment that you'll need. In this episode, we're going to look at that first login, creating an account, and pairing your equipment for the first time before you go for the first ride. If you didn't see the first video, there's a link in the description below. Firstly though, let's get on and create an account in Zwift. So head over to Zwift.com, hit the Get Started button, and you'll end up on this screen. And as you can see, it'll ask you to start to enter in some details. So that's what you would do to start with. You take your 14-day free trial, and then after you've given it a good go for 2 weeks, you can decide whether it's for you or not before you have to commit to paying any money. So once you've created your account and you're ready to start your 14-day free trial, you'll need to download Zwift onto the device that you're going to use it for. So basically, come back to the homepage if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, and you can see here, so you can download it on Mac, Windows, App Store for iOS devices, and of course Android. So basically you've got choices here depending on what you want to run Zwift on. Just click on the one you want. I'm on a Mac, so basically you click on that. It says that it's downloaded the DMG for a Mac. If it's on Windows, it'd be an exe. And then you just install it as you would install any other program on your laptop or iOS or Android device. Okay, so here we are back outside, and I'll just show you how to connect up the Zwift Ride that I've got here. So I've got my MacBook running Zwift, I've got my Zwift Ride. So what we need to do now is plug the trainer in, and then we'll be able to see it on the screen and go through the pairing process. So what will happen when you first run it is you'll get these two orange boxes in the middle of your screen. You plug your trainer in, and then you click on power source and it will find it. So in my case, it's found the kicker core, so I just tap on that. Close, and I don't know if you saw there, if I get rid of that and do it again, you can see that it's got recommended, but it then say all. This is a new feature in Zwift whereabouts it will look for the recommended connection, and what the Zwift program will do now is it will decide which one is the better one for you to connect with, and that will come up as recommended. But if you decide that you want to connect in a different way, and you can do things like bridging if you're on Apple TV so that you can connect more Bluetooth items such as heart rate monitors and what have you to the game with limited connections on Apple TV, then it'll allow you to play around with the setup a little bit and set it up how you want. But for our purposes, we're going to go with recommended. So I click on Kicker Core, close that box there, and as you can see, it's found it for its power source, it's found it for its resistance and for cadence. I haven't got my heart rate monitor at the moment, but if I had that on, I would just click on that and it would find my polar heart rate monitor that I've got. And for the controls, because I've got the Zwift Ride, I can just hit those two there. It's found my Zwift Ride, close that, and then basically we are ready to go. So if we click OK, we're now into the game, and it gives you this home screen of what you can do within the game. In the next video, I'm going to go into this in much more detail, but just to give you a brief overview of what you get to start with and familiarise yourself, there's a few areas that you'd want to look at in the first place. So, for example, at the top here, you've got a very simple menu. So we're on the home screen at the moment. You can see I've got a meetup starting in 50 minutes, which I'm not actually going to do. I'm going to go to the one later. But then there's various free rides that you can do. And then if we scroll up through the game, you can see that there's challenges, there's racing series, there's workout events, there's the Zwift Unlock that's going on at the moment. I've been on holiday, so I haven't done any of that. So robo pacers are a set pace bot, which means that you can just ride through the world and go at a set watts per kilogram. It's quite good for zone 2 workouts. And there's all different levels there depending on how fit you are and how strong you are or how fast you want to go. And then you've got events coming up, and then you've got workouts at any time. And then if we go back up to the menu at the top, you can see that there's the events that are coming up. We can look at the routes and you can decide to ride a route, or you can pick a workout. Very quickly you can get into it and just pick something to have a go at. Over here, for example, I didn't connect my heart rate monitor, so if I came back down ready to go, I would have my heart rate monitor on and I could just click into there and it would find it, back into the game. And then this bit here is essentially your garage. So you can see I'm level 58, so that's the level that I've got to in the game. It also tells me how many drops I've got. I'll do a separate video on drops and XP levels for those of you that are new to it. But here you can decide what frame you want to ride. So These are the ones that I've got in my garage, quite a few. This one's arguably the best one in the game at the moment. And then wheels that you can equip your bike with. And then you can play around with your avatar. So you can try and make him look younger and more attractive than I am in real life, as you can see there. You can change jerseys, glasses, headgear, so on and so forth. And quite a lot of new items of clothing or wheels or frames are unlocked as you get further through the game. So there's a bit of gamification, it's quite nice. The jersey bit though is quite useful for team racing, because quite often if you're racing within a team, you'll all choose the same jersey to ride in so that you can see your teammates during the race. That's actually a useful feature and not just gamified. And then over here is the drop shop. So this is basically when you earn drops in the game, whereabouts you can go and you can buy yourself new frames and new wheels. And then also at the top over here on the right hand side, it tells you how many drops you got, the level you're at, and your Zwift racing score, which for me is 662. And then you can click in there and you can have a look at the achievements that you've done. You can also play around with your profile, you change your settings, and there's also a tutorial here. When you first come into the game and you first download it, the tutorial will start, and as you can see, I mean, I've not finished it all, but essentially it'll give you a welcome ride, it'll visit the garage, it'll do a workout, it'll take you on a course, and then it'll talk about completing an event. So if you are brand new to Zwift, this is probably a good place to start, going through the tutorial. And then when you've finished and you've had enough for the day, you basically just click on the door icon, it says I'm done, and that's it, and the game's shut down. That pretty much covers everything to do with creating your account, logging in for the first time, pairing your devices, and having a first look around the interface. But if you're still looking for reasons as to why you need to get into indoor cycling in the first place, then maybe this next video might be of interest to you.